Gentlemen, welcome back to this week's edition of Stockcar Rundowns, Tips and Picks for Draftkings. STP 500 from Martinsville this weekend. Like I promised, this weekend's video is a little bit better quality now that I'm back home. And it's my favorite race. Both Martinsville races are my favorite races to pick, so I got a lot of info for you. I've been working on this shit since Monday. So bear with me. It might be a couple minute longer video than usually, but we'll get through it. Alright, the main key this week is going to be the bonus points for lead laps and fastest laps. 500 lap race at 3/4 of a point per lap. They're giving out half a point for leading the lap, or half a point for the fastest lap, a quarter point for leading the lap. That's 375 bonus points that are going to be handed out tomorrow, so you're going to need them if you plan on winning, which I hope you do. So I have 3 drivers here that I think are probably going to be the ones to lead a ton of laps tomorrow and get a bunch of fastest laps. They're going to be the ones that I'm focusing on to get those bonus points for me. Number 1 is Kyle Busch. The man has just been killer at Martinsville lately. 2 wins, 5 top 5s in the last 5 races. And he's led 813 laps in the last 4 races there. Or the last 6 races there, excuse me. 813 laps out of the last 6 races at Martinsville. It's a pretty incredible number. He averages 66 fastest laps per race there. That's some killer bonus points we're talking about. He's far and away the highest average DraftKings earner at Martinsville in the last 6 races. Next guy I'm looking at is Brad Keselowski. 5 top 5s in the last 6 races. The only one that he wasn't in the top 5. He led 143 laps in that event and got wrecked. So definitely on point there recently. He's led 224 laps in the last 4 races. So he should go out and hopefully get us a bunch of points tomorrow. That's what we're looking for anyway. Truex is a little bit of a dark horse on the Domination side of Martinsville, but I'm going to go out on a ledge here. He's got 4 top 7s in the last 6 races. He's been slowly getting better there. He finished 2nd there last year. I want to say the fall race last year, but don't quote me. The last time he started on the pole at Martinsville, he led 147 laps. Starting on the pole as the first pit stall tomorrow. And he was the fastest in both practices today for single lap. So definitely Martin Truex could go out and lead a bunch of laps tomorrow, which is what we're looking for. Alright, I got a big list here of guys who I think can get a bunch of point differential points for starting position versus finishing position. Now qualifying was rained out, so they're starting via owner points. So there's some guys who are starting back towards the back of the pack who run well at Martinsville or were fast today. So I'll go through them. Jimmy Johnson, 9-time winner at Martinsville. What more do you need to say than that, right? But he's starting 18th, so he should definitely come through the pack. He looked decent today in practice, and he quit like 20 minutes early, so it must mean he's pretty happy with his car. In the last 6 races at Martinsville, he's scored the 3rd most average DraftKings points. So I definitely look for that trend to maybe keep going this weekend. I would look for a strong top 10 finish out of Johnson. So good potential there. Chase Elliott, he was killer there last year. 3rd in the spring, almost won in the fall if Denny and Hamlin wouldn't have wrecked him. So his average finish doesn't show it, but he was awesome last year. Led 123 laps in the fall. Starting 21st tomorrow. Definitely looking for him to come through the field. He was pretty happy with where his car is at today. So check him out. Jamie McMurray. Jamie's kind of hit or miss at Martinsville, but when he's on, he's on. He's got a 2nd place finish there, a couple top 5s. He's got 3 top 10s in the last 6 races. If he can stay out of trouble, he should be good to go. Starting 26th. Car looked good today. Look for him to come through the field a little bit. Anything over a top 15 will hit value for Jay McMurray as far as his his salary versus potential. So anything over top 15 is solid for Jamie tomorrow. That's good to go. AJ Allmendinger, starting 25th, I believe. It's a great track for AJ. One of his best, if not, well, not the best, because road courses are obviously the best. But aside from road courses, Martinsville is probably it. He usually finishes right around 10th. His best finish here is 2nd. He was good single lap today in practice. His 10-lap averages weren't so good. And he started getting a little frustrated when the track started to rubber up. So watch for that. They may need to adjust on that car a little bit. But I think he's definitely going to come up from 25th. I've written down here that anything better than 18th hits value for him. So that would be solid. Anything over that would be solid for him tomorrow. Trevor Bayne, starting 27th. Last year he finished 6th and 13th at Martinsville, which is awesome for him. And he averages 11 plus position differential points in the last 4 races at Martinsville, which is huge for somebody of his caliber and his salary. So he's definitely got some potential tomorrow. Seems to know how to get around here pretty good. Keep his stuff together all day. Cole Witt I kind of like too. Starting 35th. His average finish is in the mid to high 20s, which is great for Cole Witt. A top 25 would give him 5.5 times his value, which would be awesome to see happen. So if he does what he normally does here, you should get a real good day out of Cole Witt for real cheap. So look for that. My other guy that I'm kind of looking at, who may be a little skeptical on because he hasn't shown me anything, is Ty Dillon. He doesn't run here doesn't run well here typically. At least last year he did not. 22nd and 30th, I believe, were his finishing positions here last year. But he was quick today. 12th and 14th, I believe, in practice. And he had a good 10-lap average, too, which is showing me some potential. Starting 32nd, he doesn't need to do a whole lot to be worth picking up. So I probably will throw him on a couple teams to see what happens. Low-budget guys, I already mentioned a couple, AJ, Bayne, Cole Witt. The only other guy I would throw into that mix as a possibility is Reagan. Starts 28th. Looked decent in practice. Not holding a lot of optimism here, but he has the possibility to run decent. And he would need to finish 23rd or better to really have a good day as far as DraftKings points are concerned. So he may be worth the investment. He's worth considering at least while you're setting your lineups if you have some space or you're getting tight towards the end. Somebody you could possibly throw in there. Who knows what might happen tomorrow. Other guys who could hit value tomorrow. Denny Hamlin. Martinsville is probably his best track. 3 top 5s, 4 top 7s in the last 6 races. The other 2 were wrecks. So he's always up there. He struggled a little bit in final practice. Didn't like that he didn't have as much forward grip as he's used to. But I think they'll fix that for tomorrow. Track's going to change a little bit too because the weather should be a little bit warmer and a little sunnier tomorrow. So they should lay a little bit more rubber down. I would imagine that he will do better. His notebook should be more on that kind of setup. He's led 173 laps in the last 6 races too, so he could come up and score some points that way as well. Logano, he's fairly solid here. He seems to be at his best when he starts in the pole. So he's starting 3rd tomorrow. I've noticed that when he starts in the pole, he gets the first pit stall. He tends to lead a lot of laps. He doesn't have either one of them this weekend. So I'm a little wishy-washy with him. Probably not going to put him on too many teams, if any, this week. But he's one of those guys who you never know could show up and run 2nd, 1st. I don't know. I don't see him getting the win, but he could. He's dominated there before. Led 207 laps there, I want to say back in 2015, I believe it was. So somebody to watch out for at least. Clint Boyer, 7th and 4th last year for Stewart Haas Racing. Back in that car, looks darn good this weekend. Third best 20 lap average. He's definitely a good person to fill your team out with. Could easily do some good things tomorrow. Still waiting for Boyer to get that win. This has been a while. He's way overdue. Be cool to see him get it done tomorrow. And if he does, that would be great for your DraftKings. You got him on your team. Austin Dillon, 2 top 5s in the last 4 races. He's starting higher than I would like him to start. He usually starts in the 20s here. He's starting 12th due to owner's points. So there's not as many potential points as far as position differential there. But he has solid practice at $7,700 this week. He could hit his value. He needs a solid day, but he could do it. Harvick. I can't believe I'm talking about him this late in this video. Usually he's like the first guy I mentioned all year. But he's not necessarily the best at Martinsville. He's got some bright moments. But he's fairly quick today. Not real quick, but decent. You know, just hanging out. But he has had the third most amount of DraftKings points average in the last 6 races here. So it's definitely somebody to keep an eye on. His salary being so high, though, because of his performance this year, makes it hard for me to justify. Because he's at $11,600 this week. That's hard to fit on a team. So he would need to finish in the top 5 plus that bonus points to justify his salary. So I'm real iffy on Harvick this week. But it's Harvick, and the way he's running, it's hard to count him out. So if you're going to do multiple lineups, put him in one, see what happens. Kane. Only going to mention Kane because of his starting position at 29th. He's at $6,600, and he could hit value as long as he finishes 20th or better. He's in the 95 car, which is McDowell's old ride. McDowell drove it pretty decent at Martinsville. He averaged like a 22nd place finish. Not great, but not bad. I would look for Kane to be around there tomorrow. So he'll score some points, I would think. He needs to finish. You need to believe he's going to finish 20th or better, in my opinion, to put him on your team. But possible, definitely possible. All right, guys that I'm probably going to stay away from this week. Ryan Blaney. Why? Because looking back, it's not really his best track, and his starting position is 5th. So I personally think Ryan Blaney probably could run in the top 10 all day. I'm thinking 6th, 7th, 8th, somewhere around 6th to 12th is where I would imagine Blaney finishing tomorrow. But for him to hit value, he needs to finish in the top 3, in my opinion, or he needs a bunch of bonus points. And I just don't see it, so I'm going to stay away from him. Kurt Busch has 1 win here in 2014, but since then, his best finish is 13th. I believe he's starting 11th tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and stay away from him. He did look fairly decent in practice, but not enough for me to change my mind on that. And Stenhouse. Stenhouse finished in the top 10 last year here in both races, which is awesome for him. And he would be somebody that I would have considered had he not totaled his car in practice today, and now starts at the back of the field in the backup, having not a single lap of practice on his backup car. And he's going to be scored from 17th. So, because that was his qualifying position. So to me, there's no value there. I mean, who knows? He could blow my mind and come back up through the field and finish 10th again, and obviously that would be a real good day. But I don't see it, and I'm not gonna waste any teams hoping for that, because I just don't see it happening. So there it is this week, guys. Take that, analyze it, make the most of it, and pick 6 good drivers on the same team, and hopefully we'll be talking about how you won thousands of dollars next week.